My Steelers are back from a bye week. Yay, we won the bye week. Actually, I don't know if we won or lost the bye week. I think we did okay in the bye week. Nothing crazy happened. I didn't see any trades. We still don't have that receiver, but who knows? As of this recording, we don't have a receiver, but that does not mean that we might not get a receiver. So as far as I'm concerned, we have won the bye week. We did everything we were supposed to do, right? I don't know. We got rest. We didn't take any hits. We didn't get any penalties, so that's good. So it looks like we won the bye week. But seriously, the Steelers are back in action this week. This week, we have the Commanders, and I have a lot of interesting thoughts about the Commanders because they're one of those teams that, like, they don't look great unless you watch them, because when you watch their highlights back, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, they're good. But actually watching them play and watching how intense they are, watching their fans get excited, watching how excited the fans are for this team, and watching how the fans are supporting the team has been super cool to see. So I'm actually excited for the Steelers matchup because I like seeing my teams play other teams that are good. I like to kind of rate us. I like to really see where we're at. And I'm interested in this Commanders team too, because I want to see where this Commanders team really is at. So what a greater test than the Steelers rolling into town. So let me just get on to the other side of this video and tell you some things I'm thinking about when it comes to this matchup. My lovely Steelers. So here's where it gets interesting for me. I could take time and sit up here and talk about why the teams that the Commanders have won are not very good, and I can look at their combined record and look at the teams that they lost to and see and be like, see, they haven't beaten anybody, see, da da da. I could do that. But I am too mature to do that. I am actually going to take their wins at value because you know what? It's hard to win in the NFL. It's hard to win in the NFL when you have a new coach, a rookie quarterback. Like, let's be real here. So I am going to give them credit and kudos for where they're at and all the things that they've accomplished because good for them. They're also under new management. So in my opinion, the Commanders would have every reason to just lie down and have kind of a down year, but they're not. They're coming out. They're playing some really good football. They're doing a lot of things really well. And so I want to commend them for that. So kudos to the Commanders. I'm not here to talk about all bad things about them. I am here to talk about why my team better show up and be ready to go when we face the Commanders. The other thing about the Commanders I think is interesting is the Commanders have won games with scoring points. They have won games without scoring points. Like, they're not one of those teams that has to score a lot of points to win. They are right where they need to be. I think their defense is better than advertised. Now, you can say that because they haven't really played anybody. Whatever, that's fine. But still, they have a pretty solid defense. They've done things very well. When I look at the team, I don't really see any gaping holes or any negative things that I would really say. I mean, sometimes their linebackers can be a little bit slow off the ball, but like, that's nothing really to talk about because you never know what the linebacker assignment was. So at the end of the day, I think this Commanders team is a great team. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Steelers come out and how they play them. So let me just get into the 3 things I'm going to be watching for when the Steelers take on the Commanders. So the first thing is we have to generate turnovers. And when we generate turnovers, we have to score. I'm going to be looking at, can the Steelers turn over this Washington Commanders team? The reason why I'm saying that is random stat that's going to blow your mind here. The Washington Commanders have not turned the ball over since they have played the Cleveland Browns. I believe that was 4 games ago. Think about what I'm saying here. The Washington Commanders haven't turned the ball over. When I say turn the ball over, I mean like an actual turnover, like a fumble or an interception or something like that. They've turned it over on downs and things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actual Jayden Daniels coming up and throwing the ball to the other team, or a tipped ball, or a receiver fumbling, or somebody fumbling, or like that. They haven't turned the ball over in 4 weeks. Again, now I could be wrong on this, but I did my research and I've been looking it up and I could not see any actual turnovers, fumbles, or interceptions that has happened. The Steelers have to find a way to get turnovers. We all know historically, I've been on record as saying when the Steelers are able to get turnovers, it's a completely different football team. So the first thing I'm going to be looking for is, can the Steelers turn over the Commanders? What do we look like when we're going up against this Commanders offense? The other thing is we have to establish a run game. The Commanders are 25th as of right now when it comes to the run game. I'm saying as of right now because there's still a couple of NFL games that have to be played for this week, but Historically, and where it stands as of the making of this video, the Washington Commanders are 25th in defending against the run on defense. It is their weakest point on defense. The reason why I'm saying that is the Steelers have to get their run game going. Historically, the past couple of games, we've been able to run the ball successfully. Our offensive line has looked great, and we've been able to make things happen. So the second thing I'm going to be looking for is, can the Steelers offense run the ball effectively against the Washington Commanders? It's kind of weird calling them that. So I'm going to be curious to see what happens in that regard. Because the other thing about if you're running the ball and you're able to sustain drives in that way, it also keeps that offense off the field. It keeps Jayden Daniels on the sideline. And the way to beating any team in football, I don't care who you are, is to keep the other team's offense off the field, because you want your offense on the field longer than their offense is on the field. So I'm going to be paying very attention to how can the Steelers run the ball, or can the Steelers run the ball against this Commanders defense. The last thing I'm going to be looking for, it should come as no surprise, is can we make Jayden Daniels uncomfortable? Can we make him uncomfortable? Can we throw exotic blitzes at him? Can we do things to him that he has not seen that will cause him to pause a little bit and not really know what to do with the football? They did play the Ravens, and our defense is similar to the Ravens, depending on who you ask, right? I'm not saying like we're a mirror image of the Ravens, but you know what I'm saying here. And so they were able to move the ball pretty effectively against the Ravens. They didn't beat the Ravens, but my hope is coming off of a bye week, the Steelers can throw enough at Jayden Daniels that will confuse him, that will get him to make decisions that he didn't make before, and that they are going to be ready for anything that he has going on. So whether that's running the ball, passing the ball, or anything that he's going on, my hope is that the Steelers defense is going to have a game plan for him, and they're going to be able to rattle him. Historically, I like our chances when we play against rookie quarterbacks because we do a lot of weird things and we're a lot faster to the ball than they're used to. So I think that should bode well for us. But I'm very curious to see what this defense looks like against that offense, because as you all know by now, I watch all of the teams that my team is going to play in a few weeks. So I always spend time like watching those teams, studying those teams, make sense of those teams, and kind of figure out what I think of those teams. And so this is something that I have seen show up a lot, is defenses really haven't been able to confuse him as much as I have seen other rookies. It could be the competition that he's playing. It could be a multitude of reasons. He could just be that good, right? There's always that. So I really hope the Steelers find a way to really confuse him. And again, to create turnovers. I think if we get turnovers and we confuse him and we can run the ball, the Steelers are going to win this game, because that is, first of all, let's be honest, that is a success to winning most football games. But against this Commanders team, it's a really big success, because I believe this Commanders team goes as far as Daniels goes. And so being able to stop the quarterback, or being able to give the quarterback some confusion and make him second guess himself, is a great thing. So at the end of the day, this is what I think. I think the Steelers have to come out. They have to prove that they learned something in this bye week. They have to come out and prove that they took time to study and to make sense of things on the bye week. And they have to prove that they're ready for this challenge and that they can stop a scrambling quarterback. Because historically, in the AFC North, we play Lamar Jackson twice a year. So it should come as no surprise to us anything that Jayden Daniels has going on, mainly because we see Lamar. Now, obviously, I'm not comparing his speed to Lamar. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. But just the way that we play Lamar, we're used to playing scrambling quarterbacks. And so I hope that helps us as we go into this game against the Commanders. So having said all of that, coming off of a bye week, I expect the Steelers to win this game. I expect them to take care of business. You know that I don't care if we win by 1 point or if we win by 37 points. I just want us to win this game. The other thing I want us to do is I want to see how we stop the run. I'm very curious to see what the Steelers looks like after the bye week, now that we've gotten some guys back that have been out because of injury and different things like that. Very curious to see how this defense stacks up. I'm curious to see what we look like. And as I've said probably 100 times at this point, this is the thickest part of our schedule. After the Commanders, we play the Ravens. Then after the Ravens, I believe we play the Browns. So this is our chance to really figure out who we are and to get in our groove on the back half of this difficult schedule, because it's not going to get any easier. And if I look at the schedule and if I'm just kind of comparing organizations, historically, the Washington Commanders would probably be the easiest team on our schedule as we move forward that aren't the Browns. So I'm just throwing that out there that the Steelers need to win this game against the Commanders. The Steelers need to come out and be the better team and take care of business. And I don't care who's at quarterback. I just want the quarterback to not turn the ball over and to be disciplined and for us to win this game. So I will stop blabbing, going with the Steelers. Those are the three things I'm thinking about. If you have any comments, don't forget to comment below. Obviously, like always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all of those things. I will see you after the game, and hopefully I will be happy. But as always, here we go.